Hey everybody! On this episode of Gaming and Collecting, we are once again ending the year with our year-end anime rundown, where we go over all the shows we watched during the year and answer some fun questions. And once again, we are joined by Matt from Geek Addicts and Slade from G&C Studios. But once again, guys, on with the episode. So, how you guys been?
It's been another year.
It's another year, more anime.
Woo! Bunch
So,
of weebs in here.
oh yeah.
All the filthy weebs came out of the weeb hole. Here they are.
woo.
Into your ear hole. Sounds dirty.
Oh boy. So once again, guys, for the final episode of G&C this year, final episode of season 4, we decided we were going to bring back the anime roundtable, at least part of it, for another year-end anime rundown. So we're probably going to hop right into this one because I have a feeling this is going to go longer than the usual episode.
What do you mean? What are you trying to say?
Just saying, we're talking anime, and that always goes long. So.
I guess so.
But so we got the same core group. We got obviously, of course, me and Alex once again. We got my fellow
Alex and I.
I didn't go to college, so we got my fellow co-host over at Geek Addicts, Matt. How you doing, Matt?
Oh, another day. Another day. Another
And
year.
Yep. And returning this year from it's Driveway Studios now, right?
Yes, Driveway Studios. Hi, I'm Slade. You can find me everywhere at Slade Plays Games.
So I guess because of the new change, like what's going on with that?
So to keep it from being really short, I started doing a sideshow at the old GCP called Driveway Beers, where me and my friend Will, we sit in here in this room. It's supposed to be like you and your buddy hanging out, talking at a bar. Because of something said that probably in hindsight should have been censored, caused a little small fight. And I ended up leaving and then starting my own thing, which has been way less stressful to not, have to worry about reviewing a game every 2 weeks or making like the 1,000 other shows I was doing for them. And just cut back to one. Yeah, that's been really nice.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
you cut back to one. I do 3 now. So.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, I was doing the DLC show they had. Y'all were on the Between Two Pods thing, and then doing the mainline stuff as well, plus all the editing and everything. It adds up so much.
Too much. Yeah.
Well, I've been liking what you've been doing so far. So
Like I said, we're trying to figure out a way to have guests at the moment. I was thinking about calling like open mic night or the bar, like calling it that, and then have some people on. There's no topic; it's just a general chat show. So
nice.
Nice.
it's a lot of fun.
Open mic night. That's a good
Open
name.
mic night,
I like
that would also be good. Yes.
Perfect. So I guess we'll hop in now to the discussion. So we kind of made the same rule. We were going to do a recap of all the shows we watched this year, which the fun part about doing this for GNC is there really aren't any rules. Everybody does however they wanted to interpret.
What is this? What is this? Dragon Ball Evolution?
We don't have rules here. Let's take rules at GNC.
So kind of because when we were doing the planning, you guys kept asking questions. I was like, you know what? Do what you want. We'll see how it goes.
Questions.
So I'm sure we're all going to have very liberal interpretations of what counts as an entry for our lists. I'm sure I do. I know some of us counted rewatches, some of us didn't. So we'll kind of go down the list. We're going to go kind of in a clockwise motion. So we're going to start with me, go to Alex, then Matt, and then Slade. And we'll go down our lists, and then we have a fun Q&A portion and some general discussion. So I guess to start off the year, so my list is very weird because I started off kind of strong and then just took this massive lull throughout most of the year because one of my shows took me a very long time to get through. And then most of my watching was literally within the last 4 months of the year. So
Same.
classic me doing it wrong, but that's besides the point. So for this year, my watch list was I started off the year finishing up Spy Family Season 2. I also finished Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, got depressed. I watched My Happy Marriage. Then me and Alex went to the movies and we saw Spy Family Code White. I followed that up with watching Sandland the series. Then The Dangers in My Heart, followed by Zom 100, Bucket List of the Dead. You might notice a lot of anime swaps or 3 anime movies going through this list. Then I did a double header of watching Kimi ni Todoke From Me to You, Season 1 and 2. And then my progress hit a brick wall when I tried to watch Rurouni Kenshin, 1996. I got through Seasons 1 and 2, was going great. Got to Season 3 and was like, this sucks. And got stuck there for probably 4 months. Finally finished that, watched the Samurai X special, which is just the final episode of the anime. I watched the Trust and Betrayal OVA, and then I watched the Reflections OVA. Followed that up by watching the Dangers in My Heart special, which is just basically all of the little in-between chapters animated. I followed that up by Kimi ni Todoke Season 3. Then watched Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon Cosmos Part 1 and 2. Then I watched...
I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder. Then I watched The Girl from the Other Side on the 3 parts, followed by The Boy and the Heron, Suzume, and Drifting Home. Then followed it up with The Dangers in My Heart Season 2. Then Baccano, the Baccano specials. Then I finished Record of Ragnarok, a show I watched 4 episodes of and then sat on for like a year and a half. Then I finally finished my rewatch of Full Metal Panic. The last time I watched that was like back in like the mid 2000s, so I considered this a new watch. Finished Mob Psycho 100. That was like one of the first anime swaps. I finally finished that. Then I watched Flying Witch. Followed that up with Kaiju number 8. Then I watched That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, The Visions of, I'm going to butcher this, Coleus, which was a 3-episode OVA. Then I watched Relife, and then Relife, the final arc. Followed that up by watching That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime Season 3, which I watched progressively as it came out. So that one took me basically all year to watch. Then I endured Italia Axis Powers, the first season. Followed that up by watching The Ice Guy and His Cool Female Colleague. Then I watched Solo Leveling. Followed that up with the My Happy Marriage, The Shape of Happiness OVA. Then I watched Reborn as a Vending Machine. Now I Wander the Dungeon.
Yes. Yes.
What an experience that was. Then I watched the Tales of Vesperia prequel film, The First Strike. Then I went on a fucking Konosuba binge and watched Konosuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful
I
World.
was about to say, I saw that on Eddie list, and I was like, yes, Bill's finally taking the dive.
So I watched season 1 of that, the season 1 OVA, season 2, the season 2 OVA, the movie Legend of Crimson, season 3. So yeah, went through a lot of Konosuba. Then I watched Oshinoko season 2, finally. Followed that up by watching Solo Leveling Reawakening, the film.
Show.
I didn't hate it. I'm just saying it was, calling that a movie was a stretch. And then I finished up the year by watching Konosuba and Explosion on This Wonderful World, the spin-off series. And I am currently watching Dawn to Dawn. The final episode doesn't air until Thursday or Friday, whatever it is.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. So I'll finish that tomorrow. I just was under 50 entries, but 49, I'm kind of proud I even got that high. That was my list. Alex, begin.
All right.
Need like a.
Everyone needs to take a bathroom break. Now's the time.
Yeah.
I may need to. All right. So I started the year finishing Dr. Stone New World Part 2. Then I watched Kyo Kara Mao Season 1. Then I watched Spy Family Season 2. Then I went back and rewatched Spy Family Season 1, Part 1 and 2. Then I watched Mashley Magic and Muscles Season 1, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, My Hero Academia Season 6, Slime Diaries, Rising of the Shield Hero Season 3, Goblin Slayer Seasons 1 and 2, Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead, Ass Class Season 1 and 2. That's the only way you can say it. I lost it. Spy Family Code White, Pre-Tier, Kakurio Bed and Breakfast for Spirits, The Promised Neverland Season 1 and 2, The Apothecary Diaries, which I did watch twice, but I only counted once. Mashley, Magic and Muscle Season 2, Haikyuu to the Top, Sandland the series, Undead Unluck. I was reincarnated as the Seventh Prince so I can take my time perfecting my magical ability. Reborn as a vending machine, I now wander the dungeon. Windbreaker, Blue Lock, Cherry Magic, 30 Years of Virginity Can Make You a Wizard. Yes, that's the title.
So bad. So
It was
bad.
great. Free Rin, Beyond Journey's End, Love After World Domination, Toilet Bound Hanako Season 1, Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts, Kaiju number 8, I watched it 3 times, Hell's Paradise, Delicious in Dungeon, Scott Pilgrim Takes Over, The Disastrous Life of Psyche Kate, we're not even halfway there, I'm so sorry, Reawaken, BNA, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Attack on Titan, the final season, part 2, Attack on Titan, the final season, the final chapters, Demon Slayer, the Hashira training arc, Akuma-kun, Sailor Moon Cosmos movie 1 and 2, Sailor Moon Stars season 5, Bungo Stray Dogs seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, the movie and the OVA, The Vampire Dies in No Time, Attack on Titan OVAs, The Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting, Given, The Royal Tutor, The Boy and the Heron, Suzume, Drifting Home, Dororo, My Love Story, Nana, Flying Witch, That Time I Was Reincarnated as a Slime, Vision of Colossus, That Time I Was Reincarnated as a Slime, Season 3, Solo Leveling, Season 1, Wisteria, Wand and Sword, Shangri-La Frontier, Season 1, Hetalia, Axis Powers, World Series, The Beautiful World, The World Twinkle, and World Stars, all Hetalia, Tower of God, Season 1, Tower of God, Season 2, Return of the Prince, The Elusive Samurai, Blue Lock episode of Nagi, the movie, My Hero Academia, Season 7, Odd Taxi, Free, My Dear Friend Nokotan, Life Lessons with Uramachi Onisan, Noblesse, True Beauty, Ghost Stories, Fuchigiri, Devil May Cry, Somali and the Forest Spirit, My Happy Marriage, The Shape of Happiness, OVA, Anohana, The Flowers We Saw That Day, Nambaka, Season 1 and 2, Handyman Saito in Another World, My Roommate is a Cat, My Next Life as Villainous, All Routes Lead to Doom, Seasons 1 and 2, Burn the Witch, Oshinoko Season 2, Science Fell in Love, So I Tried to Prove It, Season 1, Soul Leveling Reawakened, gotta breathe, Mononoke, Wonder Egg Priority, Kaku Shigoto, No Longer Allowed in Another World, The Aristocrats, Otherworldly Adventures, Serving the Gods Who Go Too Far, The Dungeon Black Company, and Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill, and then finishing up Dawn to Dawn, Blue Lock versus the U-20, Japan, Season 2, Tower of God Season 2, The Workshop Battle, and of course, One Piece ongoing. 115! Let's go!
So I have to ask, Alex, do you sometimes just hit the random button and just see what comes up?
Yes.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I think my throat hurts for you.
I like
That was
the
a lot of
idea.
words.
I like the idea of somebody stumbling across this who has no idea what anime is, and they're just like, "Is she having a stroke? What are we doing?"
We're all just sitting here watching intently, like,
yeah.
I love the ones with like the very long titles where it's just like, where's this going?
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Honestly, some of those
Okay.
were like the funniest ones too. That's why I would pick them because they had an absurd title. And I was like, why not?
Well, sometimes you do scroll through and you're just like, what the fuck is this? I have
Yeah.
to watch it now.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm at 49. Alex is at 115.
Yes.
Okay. I'll keep track. So next.
I have actual paper.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Going analog here. So I didn't split up by like seasons unless it's like a new season and I'm just catching up. So my list is going to seem significantly shorter than y'all's. So for new shows, I watched My Happy Marriage, Attack on Titan Final Chapters,
Yes.
One Piece from Dressrosa all the way through Wano,
Nice.
JJK Season 2, Kenshin Remake Season 1, Durarara, Sandland the series, all of Dragon Ball Z Kai, My Dress Up Darling,
Yes.
Solo Leveling, Original Trigun, Zom 100, Dorohedoro, Trigun Stampede, Oshinoko Season 1, Reborn as a Vending Machine, Now I Wander the Dungeon, all of Hitalia, Durarara 2, Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. I don't have exact numbers, but I watched a fair amount of Boruto. Slime Season 3, Samurai Champloo, Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill, Undead Unluck, Ghost Stories, Kaiju Number 8, all of Dr. Stone, Neon Genesis Evangelion, Hell's
Ooh.
Paradise, Code Geass, and Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles. And for movies, I did Your Name, Spy Family Code White, Howl's Moving Castle, One Piece Film Red, The Boy and the Heron, Suzume, Drifting Home, Naruto Road to Ninja, Weathering with You, Kiki's Delivery Service, and actually just today I watched Princess Mononoke and Hunter x Hunter: The Final Mission.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now for my rewatches. For rewatches, I did Berserk 97, Fooly Cooly, Bakano, Darker Than Black, the first 2 arcs of Bleach, the first season of Yu Yu Hakusho, Kaguya-sama, Fruits Basket, Naruto The Last, Curse of the Blood Rubies, Sleeping Princess and Devil's Castle, Mystical Adventure, Path to Power, Superhero, Kaguya-sama, the movie, and the Berserk trilogy.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm gonna start with my rewatches first. There's not many, but under it we have Girls in Panzer, My Dress Up Darling, Girls in Panzer Dare Film, Bocchi the Rock, and Girls Last Tour. And then just everything else is here. It's only 33, so I didn't watch as much as I thought I did. But life has been busy and hectic, so I haven't had as much time to do all of it. 8686, Alya Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian. Attack on Titan, the final season, part 4. Campfire Cooking in Another World. Girlfriend, season 2. Dan to Dan, Handyman Saito in Another World. Hideko Gals Are Super Adorable. JJK season 2. Konosuba season 3. My Hero Academia season 7. My Dear Friend Nokatan. Oshinoko season 2. The film Redline, which that's the animated red. Apparently there's like 9 films all named Redline. This is the animated one specifically. Okay. Rising of the Shield Hero season 3. Eminence in the Shadows season 1. The 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You. The Dangers in My Heart season 2. You Are Miss Servant. Frieren Beyond Journey's End. Pseudo Harem. And then that, let's see. Look Back, the film. Just because the English dub is now easily available, started Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. Attack on Titan, Lost Girls. The film Millennium Actress. The film Genro, Wolf Brigade. Attack on Titan, No Regrets. And Monkien, Too Many Losing Heroines.
Nice. Oh man, that's funny. You brought up Bunny Girl, and I'm sitting here going like, with the second you mentioned the dub is easily available, I'm just sitting here going fucking Aniplex.
No, I know. It's finally like on Crunchyroll, and I'm like, oh, cool, great. Now we can sit down and watch it.
Aniplex is the reason why Kimi no Todoke took 10 fucking years to get a dub.
You know what's weird though is that the movies have like an easily accessible dub, but the main like 12 episodes don't. Yeah, dumb people.
Aniplex. That's all I can say.
Tell me about it. Well,
Alex, go on.
Before we start jumping into like all the discussion stuff, I yesterday, just for shits and giggles, I listened to last year's.
Oh.
And I got a bone to pick with the barbers.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't watch Dragon Ball. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Who's Corin again?
Oh, right.
I don't know.
And Bill, see, you promised Dragon Ball Z, and Bill over here, he promised Attack on Titan.
I don't know what
That's
you're
true.
talking about.
Bill did promise Attack on Titan.
Both of you used that specific word.
Yeah.
See, Slade said he would put Death Parade on the list. He didn't promise, so I don't know what to pick with him.
No, I didn't. And then I got reminded of Death Parade like probably 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, well, not enough time to get started and dive.
Well,
Well,
I was going for quantity over like Going for quantity. I wanted to win, even though there's no competition.
What winning?
I was.
You
I'm
won
pretty
and wasted
sure you
the
would
most
have
time?
won
I
anyway.
wasted the most amount of time.
Oh no, Alex won. She stopped the competition here.
Yeah.
And you know what, Alex? I could have given you a run for your money, but I put time into One Piece, and I did that for you.
Hey, I watched that as well. I was watching that too.
I'm surprised nobody noticed the fact that I just kind of quietly changed the Bill will watch Attack on Titan group chat into the GNC anime chat.
No, I noticed. I noticed.
And I was just like, no one will see that. Like that never happened.
I don't promise I'll watch Dragon Ball next year. Miss Dingle.
I'm not promising anything this time because I know it'll happen.
Wait, do you see her? Is the box blocking her?
I think the box is blocking her.
No, that's such a tragedy. She's sitting right there.
I've been seeing her going back and forth the whole time.
Yeah, she's
Aw.
been wandering around.
Very
What I
cute.
found, just some observations from everyone's lists. One thing I found very entertaining was the fact that a lot of Matt's list is just stuff that was on all three of our lists last year.
So Matt's
It's
award
the same
this
thing as
year-
last year, because last year
Yeah.
I just watched a bunch of stuff from the Fight Club.
Yeah, I'm about to say Matt's award this year is the Good Noodle Award. He actually went and watched.
did his
See, I listen, guys.
Yeah, exactly. The Good Listener Award is what you're getting at.
Hey. All
I
right,
get a gold
I didn't
star.
listen.
Yeah.
I mean, Alex listened. She just decided to watch everything.
Yeah, exactly.
I
And
watched.
Slade really sold that vending machine show.
I did.
Yeah.
I can't believe so many people. Oh, it's so good. So
Well, I
good.
was-
it, right?
well, before we get into it, I have to talk about that one because it doesn't come up in any of my questions. But I have to say that show, like watching the first episode, my whole thought process was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But then you get to episode 2 and you're like, why am I so compelled to see where it goes?
Oh, I know. Like I said last year, I believe me and my friend's wife, she's also a big weeb, and we picked that one as a joke, and then it ended up being like our favorite thing of that season was the vending
Someone
machine
has to
anime.
save that vending machine.
I
It's
find
getting
it.
to season 2. It's getting to season 2.
I
So-
know.
I can't wait.
I find it really funny that like I'm not a huge isekai guy in general, but I find it really funny that like my favorite isekais are the ones that just make fun of how dumb isekais are.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
like Konosuba to me is like the perfect isekai because it literally just is like isekais are fucking stupid. Let's make an entire party that just sucks at everything they do and just see how it goes. Oh boy. But yeah, so that was fun. Alex wanted to win, and she did very convincingly.
By a
and
wide
most of
margin.
it was new. I only rewatched. I think I only rewatched like 15. So out of the 100,
Wow.
it was 100 different things. So
I wish I
I
had
wa-
that time.
I didn't. I just
Alex
was,
is like
at
a
home.
machine that can just do it.
Yeah.
Like
I was just like, let's go. Well, I didn't really watch much other stuff besides that this year, which is probably why I'm losing my sanity, but it's fine. It was a
In my
sacrifice
defense-
that was willing to be made. But I did find a lot of like hidden gems, so
That's fair. In my defense, I did spend a lot of the year watching all of the MCU, so that took up a lot of time.
I read a lot of manga this year. That was kind of my goal. Like I'm trying to do more manga. Like I'm gonna kind of 50-50 split. I might share some of that towards the end of the episode.
Mine was.
I was going to ask about that as well. So
I was about to say mine was planning a proposal and now a wedding, so that eats
Yeah.
a lot of time.
that's a valid excuse.
Yeah, that
Valid.
eats a lot of time.
I also have these 2 other podcasts that I may or may
Yeah.
not do.
Well, I got her now watching My Hero Academia. I think she's on season 2 right now. So
Oh, nice.
Nice.
she's like somebody who's never watched anime before, and I think I talked about this last year. Probably I broke her because the first show I made her watch was Attack on Titan. So I feel like I set the bar too high.
Well, that would be One
get-go.
Piece. No.
Nah.
Yes.
Well, that's just like making like
Eventually.
that's like making someone's first show Jujutsu Kaisen. It's like, oh, you're just gonna make them hate anime. It's,
Oh.
like,
It's like we're gonna emotionally break you for this first.
it's like, oh, you love these characters? Well, I hate to tell
Bad.
you, unless you like the girl with blue hair, you're gonna have a very sad time.
yeah.
The useless one.
oh, I forgot to mention Daima. I'm also up to date with Daima. So.
Nice.
No.
Nice. Anyways, so let's start off the questions. We got 10 questions this year. Easy enough. Pretty much the same questions from last year. I added a few newer ones, so a little more variety. But so we'll do the same order. I'll go first, and then we'll go around the group. Question number 1 was, what was our favorite show of the year? And this one was hard. Like this was like the second hardest question. I'll get to the hardest one later. For me, it was actually Kimi ni Todoke From Me to You season 3. Just because it partially has to do with I went on the journey of collecting the entire manga recently, all 30 volumes.
Am I alive?
Yep.
Yeah.
You were gone?
Everything just like screwed up for like 30 seconds,
Oh,
and
no.
now you were frozen or loading.
Oh, you're here. All good.
I thought you were there the whole time.
I thought I was so bored. I thought I was so boring that I was like, "Are we dead?"
No, I got little snippets of robot voice, and that was it.
Oh no. Well, thankfully my end's the record again, so we should be all right. I was saying though, like, so I went on the whole journey of trying to collect all of that manga, which is a 30-volume manga. It wasn't too bad up until I got to around volume 26, where I realized this has been out of stock, like out of print for a while. And volumes 26, 29, and 30 have not been reprinted in like 4 years.
Oh.
So I spent like retail price on everything. I got lucky as hell and found a reprint because 26 just got a reprint of that in like a Newbury Comics, and I was like, oh hell yeah! And then I paid $100 for a double like eBay lot that had 29 and 30 because I was gonna wait for a reprint, but it still hasn't happened, and I wanted to finish that series.
The collection,
Right.
Well, because Kimi ni Todoke is an interesting series. It's very. I've been on like a slice of life kind of kick as of late, and I wanted one that was more wholesome and less drama-ish. And that one had always kind of stuck out to me, but because Aniplex is Aniplex, it had been undubbed for literally like a decade on Netflix. And when I saw it was getting a season 3, I was like, oh, that's cool. Too bad it won't ever get dubbed. And then surprise, surprise, it got a dub. And this was before Netflix was like piecing out dubs, and they just decided to wholesale just dump them all at once. And I was like, well, I guess I know what I'm watching now. It's a cute show. It's very Fruit Basket-y without the transformations and supernatural aspect.
Depression.
It's a little sad at points, but not because of the same reasons. But season 3 was very interesting to me because season 3 was kind of like an interesting, because a lot of these like slice of lives like to end right after the couple gets together, and then they're like, yeah, screw the rest of the manga, no one cares about that. I'm looking at you, Kaguya-sama. Anyways, so season 3 actually takes place right after that, and they did it in a very interesting way where it was only 5 episodes long, but every episode was like an hour and a half. So it was like, okay, that's fine. It's basically the same length as a 12er. And I just was like, wow, this was like extra wholesome, and I really enjoyed watching it. So that was honestly my favorite of the year. Like that was the one I looked back on the fondest. All right. So Alex.
My favorite show of the year was Kaiju number 8. I watched it 3 times. I literally watched it and then said, I really like this, so I'm going to watch it again. And then I was like, Bill did the rewatch. Well, we did it for an anime swap, and I was like, oh, I'll just refresh on it. And I watched it a 3rd time. I don't know. I just like, it was really fun. I really loved all the characters. It had a good mix of comedy with like serious elements, which is right up my alley as well.
It's basically just a more comedic Attack on Titan.
Yep.
Which is, it was a funny comparison, but yeah.
Which is
like,
ironic that I got into that one.
And I told him he should watch Attack on Titan. Love the intro and outro.
You should, Bill.
I love all the characters. I don't know. I just like really liked it. I bought all the manga as soon as I finished it. I was like, all right, I need to keep reading. I need to know what else is going to happen now. And I'm caught up with all the volumes that I have. So, and I'm excited where it's going. So, yeah, can't wait for season 2. And Hoshina's Day Off, whatever that OVA is going to be. But I can't wait for it because he's my favorite character.
Nice. Matt, what was your favorite series you watched this year?
Well, the easy answer would be Daima, but because that's still ongoing and that's kind of just a cheap answer, I'm gonna say Undead Unluck. Because that show was just like, I had zero expectations for this. I just kind of watched it on a whim, and like I was really shocked by how much I really enjoyed it. The characters were all like super off the wall extra, but I loved every second of it. And the power system was, it seems really simple at first glance, but the way they use their powers is so creative and interesting.
Yeah.
And then like all of a sudden the show gets meta for no reason, and it's kind of awesome the way it does it. Like I'm really excited for a season 2.
It did just get confirmed. I just saw that.
That's one that's been on my radar, but I just haven't like picked it up yet. Mainly that intro sequence with the, I don't even know her name, but the girl being like, well, that's the end of my favorite manga. Jumping on the train tracks now. And I'm like, well, this is just wacky. What are we doing?
The undead dude is just so unhinged, and I love it.
He's my favorite character. I want a figure of him so badly, but I have not been able to find one. So as soon as I find one, I'm gonna get it. But
yeah, Andy, that's his name. Andy.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Nice.
awesome.
And Slade, what was your favorite show of the year?
I don't even want to say this is recency bias because I've been looking forward to it so much, but Oshinoko season 2, every episode, I would just like Oshinoko Day. I'm avoiding the internet until I go home for lunch and watch the episode. I'm not talking to anybody.
Dude, having to avoid anything related to Oshinoko. We're gonna have to for a while until I start reading the.
My problem is, and I won't do it for you. The ending got spoiled for me. The ending got spoiled for me.
So I did not get 100% spoiled, but I kind of got the vibe of it. But I'm gonna just live in ignorance until I eventually get there.
Yeah, that'd be for the best. But no. I mean, it's first of all, it's wacky watching an anime where they're putting on a play. Is just like weird kind of meta thing going on. It's like I forgot what it was. It might have been like Nokotan. They were watching an anime in an anime, and I'm
just a quick pause. Yeah. Have you seen it yet, Matt? Or okay, maybe not go super spoil.
My wife is halfway. My wife is halfway through season 1, so I'm waiting for her so we can watch it.
I'm not gonna go super spoilers in it. But yeah, season 2, really good. I do like the way it dives into the work-life culture of creatives. Is a lot of fun and showing more of the gritty side than the actual like fun happy bits, but like production wise it's really good.
Like the continuing like whole theme, like one of the reasons I really like Oshinoko just as a concept is the fact that its entire concept is basically taking the Japanese entertainment industry and just basically being like, this is shit, and here's why. Yeah, we'll hear more about. I guarantee we'll probably hear more about Oshinoko in the future because it is one of the answers to one of my questions. But yeah, that was it. That watching that weekly. Well, actually, I didn't watch it weekly. I waited till like there was maybe like 4 episodes to go, and I binged up till those 4. Yeah. And then I was like, "Fuck! I should have waited till it was done because this wait is agony."
Thankfully it was like I was on my lunch break every Friday when it came out, so that's what I was doing. And if somebody came up to me like in my office, I'd be like, "Shoo, go away! I'm not talking to you."
The worst part was like I waited until like the last 3 episodes, right where like all the fucking Wham episodes are, and I was like, why I did this the worst way possible.
See, I binged it, and it was literally when I started watching it was the week the last episode came out, so I was just able to watch it all the way through, and I was like, oh, this is fun, and then I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So no spoilers, but that's how I felt after watching it.
It's not a spoiler, but Akane is the best girl. That's all.
Akane's best girl.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
By far. Excuse me. Now for question 2, what was your favorite movie of the year? I hope we do better because I think last year wasn't this like an odd question where like not everyone really had an answer or
yeah.
I think we all watched. I heard movies from everyone.
Did we? I don't think we watched a ton of movies though, so it was kind of like a bit of a struggle.
It was a small pool.
I should say this year I went out of my way to watch more. That being said, though, my favorite movie, this probably isn't too surprising if you've seen previous G&C episodes, but my favorite movie of the year was easily Suzume.
It's good.
Suzume, it's hilarious because Your Name is arguably still my favorite anime film, but like now I'm like in this weird like debate where I'm like, I can't tell if Suzume or Your Name is better. Like they're both so freaking good. And I'm like kind of like I don't know which one I like more. It depends on the day. But the story's great. I love the comedy, the character, the emotion, the drama. Like Shinkai is arguably, I think, becoming one of my favorite anime directors, just in general.
Yeah.
All Alex, what is your favorite movie of the year?
Big surprise here. It was also Suzume. Most of the movies we watch are the same ones. But yeah, agree. I have to say, I actually think I do like Suzume more than Your Name. I don't know why. I just really like the story of it. I love the chair.
Chairman.
Chairman. I just love the. I don't know. I think it's kind of like the absurdity of like he just gets turned into a chair, and she's like, "All right, me and my chair boyfriend gotta travel."
I love Suzume as a character just because she's
Yes.
so fucking adorable.
Yep.
The
Also,
entire
just
film.
her interactions with like all the side characters and stuff were just so enjoyable, and how she like went about her journey that way. I don't know. I just really enjoyed it.
The scene of her in the back of the car just eating the sandwich is my favorite scene because she's so sassy about it. I'm like, yes, I love this.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, what was your favorite film?
So I was kind of caught in the same toss up, but I think I still lean a little bit more Your Name than Suzume. Just because like I don't like, those are the first of the Shinkai movies I watched, and I watched the 3 like main ones this year, and I don't know, it's just something about Your Name that I really enjoy, like the kind of twist take on the whole like Freaky Friday body swap type movie. I don't know, it was a very touching story, and I really enjoyed it.
Your Name is also equally just
It
as
is
good.
very good.
Honestly, Weathering with You is probably the weakest of the 3. And
I still really like that one too, though.
That's not even a dig at Weathering with You. Weathering with You is just kind of like, I think to me it's the more bleak ending of that one. Like Your Name literally ends with like they refound each other. Suzume ends with like they saved each other. Weathering with You is like we flooded Tokyo. Like
everyone's dead. No.
Yeah. So Slade, what was your favorite movie?
So I'm gonna be the odd one out here, but the mad lad genius himself, Tasuki Fujimoto, the author of Chainsaw Man, his new movie Look Back. I couldn't recommend it more. If you have an hour, it's on Amazon Prime, subbed and dubbed. It's really good. It's obviously it's a work of fiction, but a lot of it is based off of Fujimoto's life growing up, wanting to be like a mangaka and drawing in school and how he was treated, stuff like that. It's told from the perspective of 2 different characters. One of them decides that one day she doesn't want to draw anymore, and the other one is a shut-in who still wants to do it. And it's an interesting story.
Nice. I'm gonna have to add that one to the list.
Yeah, I just read it.
You'll add that, but not Attack on Titan. I see how it is.
One is a movie and the other is long.
It's not that long.
Yeah, Bill.
Technically,
it's shorter than Yu Hakusho.
That's true, and I'm also asking less of you than Alex is because she's trying to get you to watch One Piece, right? It's way less episodes.
No, I've given up on that.
She's better off getting me to watch either the new version.
That's
of it
what I'm gonna push for him to watch the new one.
That's the one I'm gonna give an attempt to.
Yay!
Or the live action. I'd probably be better off trying the live action because I heard.
Well, you're gonna have to watch live action at some point or another.
Oh, yeah.
We have an ongoing series.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be on Geek Addicts at some point. Okay, so question number 3: least favorite movie.
You mean show or movie?
Movie. I did this weirdly out of order.
Okay.
So least favorite movie for me. This one might be controversial, depending on who you ask, but I did not really care for The Boy and the Herring that much.
Okay.
I didn't hate it. Like,
I think we made too many jokes.
Well, the problem is the entire time watching the movie, anytime the herring showed up on screen, me and Alex would be like, we decided to call him Robert the entire movie, and anytime we'd be like, "Damn it, Robert!"
Robert, shit in the window.
Yeah, that happened. I think for me too, it was also the fact that I still think The Wind Rises is like the best movie he ever made, and I thought that was a perfect like conclusion to his career. And The Boy and the Herring was like, it was fine, but I was just kind of like, I mean, it was okay, but compared to all the other Ghibli films I've seen, which is all of them, it's probably the one it's probably up there with like Castle in the Sky as like probably the last one I'd watch if I had to choose one.
I'm kind of surprised, Bill. I was pretty convinced that you were going to have to go from the other side as your lowest just because how confusing it was for you.
Oh, the girl from the other side?
Yeah.
So here shows how much I remembered it. I forgot. I even watched it when I was making my questions. Yeah, so that'll answer that question.
I mean, I still found the movie enjoyable. It was just confusing if you didn't have the background of the manga.
Well, yeah, because it's it's like a 12 or something volume manga that they put into like a 30-minute film or something.
It was much shorter than it should have been.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about it, so that's why I didn't pick that. And then Boy and the Heron kind of, I think, left more of a, not so much like sour taste, just more of kind of an empty feeling when I watched it.
Mhm.
So what was your least favorite film, Alex?
Wow. Stop copying me, Bill. It was also The Boy and the Heron. My reasoning though is like I feel like I should give it another chance and rewatch it without Bill. Because we just made fun of Robert Pattinson the whole time watching it, and we didn't take it seriously. So I gotta give it another chance, but still, the shit joke and then it happening was the best part.
When the dad just gets shit all over.
Well, no, it's like in the window. One of us made a fart noise.
Well, there was a scene where like he's hanging out the window, and like Alex just like he bent over and Alex just made this fart noise, and I was like, "What did he shit on the windowsill?" And then he flies away, and there's just shit all over the window. I'm like, okay, call it.
Oh, jeez.
Turning point where we were watching it with seriousness, and then at that point it just went out the window, and it was just a joke at that point, and we did not watch anything with any bit of sincerity.
Well, because anytime he was on screen, he was Robert Pattinson, and we were like, "Damn it, Robert!"
So I will give it another chance next year. But yeah, right now I just all I just think of is Robert Pattinson, and that's it.
Nice. So Matt, what was your least favorite movie?
So like this isn't to say I didn't like it. It's just out of all the ones I watched, I just felt like it did it for me the least, and that's Drifting Home.
Okay.
That's fair.
I mean, it wasn't a bad movie. I didn't feel invested at any point while watching it. So
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as you, Matt, with my choice, which is Millennium Actress. It's an older anime movie from like the 80s.
Satoshi Kon, my man.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's good, but compared to everything else,
Well,
it's what
weakest film, arguably.
Yeah, but it was good. I enjoyed it, but compared to everything else I've watched movie-wise this year, it would be on the bottom of the stack. I would still recommend it, but it's not like I hate it. You know, it was good.
Millennium Actors is an interesting one for me because when you look at Satoshi, because Satoshi Kon to me was always like he was like the Don Bluth of like anime compared to like say how Miyazaki was like the Walt Disney. His films were always a lot darker, more experimental. Like his first film is Perfect Blue, and Perfect Blue is a masterpiece.
Yeah, but like when Millennium Actress has to go up against movies like I watched, like I don't know if you've seen. Let me make sure I get this. Jinro Wolf Brigade.
I haven't, but I've heard great things.
But yeah. I mean, and that's again another older anime movie that's tremendous. So overall, it's the weakest, but I would still recommend it to somebody.
Yeah, it's still got that Satoshi Kon like charm to it. Like, because Satoshi Kon films are famous for, other than Tokyo Godfathers, which is a Christmas movie for whatever reason, which I'm realizing we should have done for our Geek Addicts thing, but that's besides the point. All his movies. Yeah, all his movies are like psychological mindfucks, like, and that's kind of like his big thing. Because like his last film was Paprika, and that film is literally just Inception. Before Inception, it came before. Like I'm pretty sure Christopher Nolan ripped off Paprika, but that's besides the point. Yeah, that's it. That's an interesting one though, because I saw you would watch that, and I was like, oh. Like that was interesting.
Yeah, I was guessing on Cultworthy Studios. They do like Cultworthy movies and stuff like that. Antonio there does Animation April.
Nice.
And that was his choice. And I'm always really surprised by his choices. He picks these like really weird, obscure anime movies. And I'm like, all right, well, that's what we're watching.
Have you seen any of the other Satoshi Kon films?
No,
or-
that was the first time I'd watched anything of his. So
I highly recommend you check out Perfect Blue. Like that movie just like is like mind
I had-
fuckery.
I'll take it. But I also highly recommend you watch Attack on Titan. So, you know.
Yeah.
You're not letting that go, Bill.
It's all right. I'll continue to be like, sure, and then forget about it in 3 minutes.
I'll keep bugging him.
Well, yeah, everyone will keep bugging me.
Don't worry,
Yeah, but I
guys.
know
I
where
have
you
a
live.
plan.
We're
I have a plan.
just going to
What's
duct
the
tape
plan?
Bill to a chair. Is that
Two
what
of
we're
the people, unfortunately, two of the people in this room know where I live now. So,
All right, Slade.
um,
We'll start a new group chat
Okay, great.
just to get Bill to watch Attack on Titan. Or
I'm
else
not going to make a promise, but I'm going to try.
we can steal the Mustang.
There we go.
Steal it. There we go.
We just remove the tires from it. You can have one tire back per season.
And the steering wheel is like the final part.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll
You have
take all his
tires
white
back,
beans.
but you can't drive. No.
All your white peas
Anyway.
are growing a sack.
Anyways, so the next question was, what shows did you drop this year? And I'm going to be very
Why
boring.
are you so out of order? There was an order.
This is the order I wrote.
You did what?
Yeah, this is the order that Bill wrote.
Oh,
like
you know
in
what
the
it
most recent
was?
pin.
I reorganized it because I was like, why is it all over the place?
Okay, fair. So why are you out? Oh, wait, I'm out of order.
You're out of order.
My Bill's list was just shit.
Make it make
Um,
sense.
The whole damn system's out of order.
Everything's broken.
What?
That being said, what shows did you drop this year? I'm going to be very boring and say I didn't drop any shows because I'm a masochist who will power through anything. Even that last season of Rurouni Kenshin, which I really wanted to drop multiple times, but I said no, I will persevere. And boy, did I persevere. Yeah, so I didn't drop anything. What about you, Alex?
So I didn't really drop anything. I just chose not to continue watching the shows. So I had 3. Kyo Kuramao. I didn't watch the second season because honestly, I powered through the first season. I was like, this is kind of boring. I'm over it. And it was like 50 episodes long. And I was like, God damn it, why did I do this? But I was powering through. And then I didn't continue Free, which I totally thought I was going to like because I love a good show with a bunch of men doing manly activities. Like Haikyuu, doing like sport activities, and it was all about swimming, and it was boring. So and I was like, this sucks. All right, and then I just moved on. And then the last one I didn't continue was Science Fell in Love. So I tried to prove it. I liked it, but it just always kind of gave me a headache at the end of it because I feel like if you watch the show is like them very much talking in a lot of science logic, which is fun, but then at the end you're like, oh my god, shut up. Just be silent for 2 seconds. Like they just are blah 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 like the whole time. And I'm just I just need a break. So I didn't watch season 2 because I just had a headache after watching it. Yeah,
That's fair.
those are the only ones. I didn't really drop anything, just chose not to continue watching.
So you powered through a season and then just said, so you did basically me with Rising of the Shield Hero, where it's like season 1, I was like, I'm good. And then I got to season 2 and I went, and I just never picked it back up.
Yep.
So Matt, did you drop anything this year?
Not in the traditional sense, but I was skipping filler. I skipped Bleach filler. I skipped One Piece filler.
So you skipped a whole season of
I
Bleach?
I skipped a lot. Well, technically, I haven't gotten to that season where I'd be skipping yet. That would be the next thing to watch, but
the Bounce arc.
I'm just gonna bounce right over that.
Good.
I also skipped a lot of Boruto because I'm only watching manga canon stuff, except for the time travel arc because that was actually good.
Well, the time travel arc's the best reason to watch Boruto. The rest of that show's a mental exercise.
Yeah, and honestly, the only reason I didn't watch all the way through is because Hulu has like the dub cuts out at like 2:10, so I was like, all right, I guess I'm just gonna wait for them to put more on.
Gotcha.
I dropped 3 different shows. One of those is going to hurt one of the barbers. So I dropped 8686. My co-host Will on for Driveway Studios was like, "Oh, dude, it's really good." I was bored of it at the end of part 1. Dropped it. I dropped Rising of the Shield Hero season 3. Again, I don't know what it is because I really like season 1. I stuck around for season 2. Season 2 finished strong, but season 3 I just can't.
If that's the one you're upset about, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I also was just kind of like, I like the whale lady, but that was about it.
Yeah. I think I got like 4 episodes in. I was like, I just can't do this anymore.
I powered through.
That would be a perfect show if it was just one season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the last one is I dropped out of The Dangers in My Heart season 2 because there's only so much of the oh, does she like me? Does he like me? I can stand. And those two should know, and they're idiots if they don't.
I mean, they are middle schoolers.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, it's like painfully obvious. Somebody should, like, the only one who knows is that Gyaru friend of Anna's, where she's always like trying to push him. I'm like, where are more people like you? Just force them.
Yeah, so I don't blame you 100%. So, fun fact with Dangers in My Heart, I finished the manga like up to, so the first 2 seasons cover the first 8 volumes. I had already finished up to volume 8 by the time season 2 started like dubbing over here. So I was kind of like, oh, this is all stuff I've already seen. I know where this goes. And I kind of was like, oh, I might as well finish it, even though I will admit the second half of Dangers in My Heart before they get together is so painful in that way where they're like, it's like, guys, like you're worse than Comey and fucking Hito at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
the Valentine's episode was driving me nuts. I'm like, she gave you chocolate. Why are you questioning this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm like if you ever want to like reach into the screen and like smack a character, that would have been my moment. If I got one, that would have been
the only thing that kind of like help me get through it is the fact that like they're middle schoolers, they're not high schoolers, so it's like it's a little more understandable that they're kind of dumb. I mean, Anna is incredibly dumb at times, which I feel bad because it's like goddamn. And then Kyo is like a little edgelord. So
yeah,
it's a very weird show. Like at first, like that first episode is kind of off-putting, and then you kind of you get into it, and then it drags, and then you get into it again.
Yeah, but that was the thing. Like a lot of progress was made in season 1, and then it's just like, yep, doesn't count. Season 2, let's start over again.
You should just skip to like the last 2 episodes because you won't really miss anything and just see the conclusion.
Okay, I'll go back and do that.
Also, the mangaka for that artist, that manga is horny as fuck.
Right? Yeah,
like,
I've seen screenshots of it.
Like, holy they're middle schoolers, man. Well, actually, it's a woman who writes it too, which makes it even weirder. Yeah. I guess I technically lied. I did technically drop a show, but this has been a show I've dropped like 1,000 times, and that was I tried to watch Bleach again and fell asleep after 2 episodes. So, and I didn't consider that a drop. I considered that a failed attempt. So
call it a snooze.
That has been my show I've tried to watch like multiple times over the years, and every time I try to watch it, I fall asleep after like 3 episodes.
It's early episodes are very slow.
Yeah.
True. It just doesn't hold me in, and then by the time I wake up, I'm like, oh well, try it again.
Whenever I go back and rewatch it, I like skip to like a certain number of episodes. I'm like, all right, now it's getting interesting.
Nice.
Well, I finally decided I had to start going through a rewatch because I keep hearing about 1,000-Year Blood War and how good it is. So
yeah.
And I haven't watched it since like middle school, so it's like, all right, I gotta actually watch the show again so I remember what happened before I watch it.
Nice.
Yeah, I gotta do that too.
All right. So question number 5. What was your least favorite show of the year? So for me, this one was interesting. My least favorite show of the year was The Ice Guy and His Cool Female Colleague. So with this one, this is based off of a manga that I've actually been reading called The Ice Guy and the Cool Girl, which is just it's another slice of life, which is it's a cute little story. I think it works better in manga form because the anime I just thought was boring. It's kind of like Dangers in My Heart in the sense where it's like it's 2 adults in an office that are clearly in love with each other, but then they're just awkward and it just never goes anywhere, even though it's like it's obvious. But then the guy is like an ice spirit and he has ice powers. And there's like a fox girl that works in the office just randomly.
Why not?
In the manga, it was more amusing. In the anime, I was just like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. And I powered through and finished the season, but if they do more, I'll probably just stick to the manga, in all honesty. That was the closest I think I got to dropping something.
Mm.
So, Alex, what was your least favorite?
My least favorite, it was a very like frustrating show because I wanted to like it a lot, but the main character was so horrible and irritating that he just ruined the show. It was called Buchigiri, which the character designs, the theming, like it was kind of like almost Arabian Nights theme. Not actually, like it's set in a high school, but they kind of pull those, themings into it. A lot of the characters were really cool. The premise was kind of cool. It was like these two spirits of like what they used to call like these god fighters or something. I can't remember exactly. But they basically get trapped into these two guns, and if you got shot with the gun, you got the power of the fighting spirit. And it's basically them trying to find each other to kind of have their final battle they never had. But the main character is just like such the worst. Like he's just awful. Like he's just a jerk to everyone for no reason, and he's just in love with this one character who has nothing to do with him, and he's just like, I just want to have sex and not be a virgin, and like and that's it, and that's his whole character. I'm like, come on, like you have this childhood friend you're just being a jerk to for no reason at all because you were a little bitch when you were younger. Like and I was like, it has an intro it doesn't deserve either, so it's like I wanted to watch it because I liked everything else about it, but the main character just fucking sucked and ruined it. I was so mad.
Alex wanted to punch the screen so hard.
Oh my god, yeah, I wanted to just like punch. If he wasn't in the show, would have been so much better. Are you back? Miss Tingles is back.
Nice. So Matt, what was your least favorite show of the year?
So this is gonna be a bit of a hot take.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
And I might get some hate for it, but
If it's One Piece,
I
you're
feel what I
banned.
no, it's not One Piece. It's not One Piece.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's Neon Genesis Evangelion.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
I already knew this, so I was waiting.
oh no.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know. It just didn't do it for me, man. It took it's like a 26 episode show, and it took until episode 16 to get any character development or plot progression.
Yep.
And then it just tried to fucking speed run through everything all at once, and I could not get invested in it. I did not like any of the characters. It just didn't do it for me.
Can I? So, all right, this comes again from my co-host because that's his favorite anime of all time. I think it's fine, but it's apparently production problems is why it does that. The studio went under, ran out of money.
Okay, next year.
Yeah, so that's basically what happened. So if you go back and you watch what do they call it, like Neon Genesis, the movies, they have
they have the dumbest names ever. There's 4 of them.
Yeah, but if you go do that, that's the story properly told.
Okay, I'll give that a shot for next year.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll double back and I'll like it more.
Yeah.
You also watch the inferior Netflix dub and not the awesome original ADV dub, which is bad but great at the same time.
Fair.
It's one of those.
Okay.
I was just gonna say it's one of those cases where the original dub is bad but better, and then the new one is better but just boring. So
yeah, but no, Matt, I kind of agree with you. It's fine. I think the last 2 episodes, it was just flashy lights, mind numb. I'm ready for this to be over. Yeah.
And I share sentiments with Alex where I feel like the opening was way harder than it deserved.
Yes.
that's most animes though,
Yeah.
In a lot of cases. So Slade, what was your least favorite show of the year?
I have another hot take, and I'm so happy for it to be over and to go away, and it's Dan to Dan.
Oh.
I'm pulling my hair out what little I have left every Thursday when I watch it. And right now, the 2 characters I can't stand the most is Arya and Gigi. The show would be so much better without the 2 of them. I can't stand a single second of them. If they could just go fight ghosts with the 2 characters we met in the first place, that's all we needed to do. We don't need these other 2. They're just so obnoxious.
So I'm gonna say about Dandadan. Obviously, I haven't seen the final episode yet, but
Yeah.
my thoughts
Yeah.
My thoughts on it are the whole time I've had the most just confused kind of feelings on it watching it, because I'm kind of
Yeah.
like there's points where I'm like, this is pretty cool, and then there's points where I'm like, what am I watching?
Yeah,
Like-
there's a lot of that.
Like the banana scene in the first half, they're like, give me your banana. I'm like, what the- I'm like, Alex, you wanted me to watch this? Like what? It gets good at points. Like I still think episode 7, the fucking mood whiplash, is really
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
effective.
I was over it. I was so over it. And I
We're
think I'm just
over it all.
yeah. I did not care. I'm just gonna say it. I did not care about the ballerina dancer. I just wanted it to be over. Did not care. I don't care that she got brutally murdered. Move the plot along. We're not helping at the moment.
The only thing about that show that I keep thinking is like the random jokes, like from like I forget what the quotes from, but every time I watch the show, I'm just like, oh look, it's sexy grandma
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Oh man, that and that gif of like what's the female main character's name?
Momo.
That gif of Momo eating the fucking like lobster or crab
Yeah.
or whatever, just like between her teeth. Like I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. I've never seen lobster that hard to pull out of the shell. Just
It is a very weird show. Like I kind of get why people enjoy it, but it's kind of one of those ones where I'm like, if I hadn't started it, I probably wouldn't be interested in this. That might be a hot take. I don't like the intro that much.
it's okay. Well, like Creepy Nuts did it, and they have like a lot of solid bangers. Call It the Night's intro, season 2 of Mashal.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but it got overplayed really quickly. I think that was the problem with it. Like, it's good, but it just didn't need to be every other Instagram reel you looked at or every other YouTube video or TikTok or whatever. That's really the issue.
I felt like, especially, I like agree. I feel like some of the other ones like held up much quicker, like much
Mhm.
longer. Where this one, I was like, okay, like skip. Like after a while, it's just like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm good. I've got it.
Yep.
Where some of the other ones, I didn't skip.
To explain how invested I was into Don to Don while I was watching it, I was literally playing RuneScape most of the time I was watching Don to Don. I had it on which I rarely do because I have a hard time multitasking like that. I just put it on my phone in the corner and was just playing RuneScape the entire time. I was like, yeah, that's interesting, I guess. So that's cool. And then I got that volume 7, episode 7. I was like, wait, what a minute. And I had to watch that. And then I was like, then once that was over, I was like, oh, okay. And just went back to
Yeah.
RuneScape.
pretty much. Well, I was grinding, so I wasn't really doing much. But that's interesting because like people love Don to Don.
I don't see it. I really don't see it.
That's fair.
I liked it.
I don't know how I feel about it. That's kind of what I'll say. And you haven't seen it, I'm guessing, Matt.
No, yeah, I'm waiting for it to finish. I'm just gonna binge it.
Yeah.
Well, they
Tomorrow.
just hit up the group chat, right? Just be like,
just give us an answer. like
Don to Don, thumbs up, thumbs down. Treat it like a dad text.
Fair enough.
you know what I'll do? I'll just type it in the chat tomorrow, and then you can just respond with either a thumbs up or a thumbs down emoji. All right. So next question. Biggest surprise. Like this was a show that you didn't have any real opinion on, but you kind of like then watched and you were like, wow, like that was not what I was expecting. Or you could interpret it any way you want, honestly, but that's how I interpreted it. This one might be surprising, but my biggest surprise was actually Oshinoko season 2. Not because I thought it would be bad. Honestly, my entire reasoning behind being kind of skeptical for Oshinoko season 2 was the fact that right before it came, like the dub started coming out, the fan base fucking imploded, like online. And I had no idea what to think. Like my entire interest in like that series was like a roller coaster at the time. I was like, am I even gonna like this show? Like I liked season 1, but like the fan base is kind of scaring me right now. Like,
Yeah.
Like it was bad. Like I saw so many meltdowns. I was like, all right, I can't look up anything Oshinoko for like until I finish it because my God, something happened. Then I watched Oshinoko season 2. And I was like, oh no, I understand why I like the first season. This is also equally interesting. Last 3 episodes are like, what the fuck? I need to see more. Can't wait for season 3.
Yep.
Yeah, Oshinoko season 2 was a bop. Like it's funny how it's split in 2. Like the first half is like the play, and then the rest is everything else.
Yes.
And the play goes by really quick. And then you get to the stuff at the end, and you're like, what the hell's happening?
Yeah. Then if I can to add to your point, the big musical number both seasons have at the end, they're just great.
Yeah. No, I was surprised how much I really enjoyed it. Basically, it brought back everything that made me love season 1 again, and I was like, all right, I'm invested.
Yep.
Too bad the manga is like weirdly. The manga's US release, like English, because I'm only reading physically, is really behind from like where it ended. So I'm like really behind. I'm like, I hate waiting, but it's
Right.
Yen Press, and Yen Press takes fucking forever to release manga. So, so Alex, what was your biggest surprise?
So I kind of had two, but for like two different reasons. So I'll go over the first one first. First one was Odd Taxi. I clicked it on. It was one of the ones where I like saw it. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. I'm gonna watch it. And without spoiling anything, it takes you for a loop. Like it is not what I thought it was going to be. It is a lot more serious. Than I originally thought. Because if you look it up, it's like all these little animal characters, and the main character is a walrus. And like I was like, what is this? But it was such a great show, and I was just left like it was one of those ones where you were like, I need to like watch this again and like with a new perspective, because the last episode leaves you in a place where you're like, what? And then like you want to honestly go back and rewatch it with the new knowing what you know at the end, because then it'll change like the whole perception of the whole show, which was like really good. Like I definitely recommend that one. It's only 12 episodes and it takes you for a ride.
Nice.
And then the other one was Delicious in Dungeon. I knew a lot of people were hyped about it, but I don't know, I think it fell off very quickly. I like was like really into it, and like of them going through, the dungeon, and then they're trying to save the sister, and then once they got to that part, I just was like, I don't know. I really love the charm of the show of like them just eating up monsters in the dungeon, and when they kind of stopped doing that as much, it kind of was like, I liked campfire cooking more.
Yeah.
I really did. I thought it was better out of the two. I thought it was a little overhyped. So yeah, that was my biggest like surprise, because I thought I was really gonna like it, and I was like, it was whatever.
Nice. So Matt, what was your biggest surprise?
Well, see, I have a few for this one because they're different reasons of surprise.
Yeah.
So the first one I just want to get out of the way is Sandland, because I read the manga a few years ago, but I think the biggest part of that surprise was I never thought we were going to get an anime adaptation, especially not 24 years after the original manga came out. Like that's wild that even happened. Another one is Code Geass, because that's one that I've always heard about, and I've always heard it's good, and it's not like I didn't believe it, but I also wasn't expecting it to be a mech show. Yep. I've been hearing about it for like well over a decade, and for some reason I never picked up the fact that it was a mech show. So the fact that I actually like a mech show, that's a big surprise right there.
I kind of always forget that it's a mech show, and when
That's
I
me
go
with-
back to look at it, I was like, oh yeah, it was one.
That's me with Full Metal Panic. It's like anytime I watch Full Metal Panic, I'm like, oh right, this is a mech show.
And I'm gonna say Daima, just because like I knew Daima was gonna be like Toriyama craziness, because I knew how like invested he was in it and how much he put into it. I did not know how much fucking lore he was gonna dump into it, because there's so much lore going on right now, like way more than he has added in a long time, and it's just fucking wild to me.
Nice.
I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah, I'm psyched for the dub.
It's so good. It's halfway done right now in the subs, and I'm really loving it.
Awesome.
Nice.
For me, it was, and I'm going to sell you on this because the name might throw you off. It is Pseudo Harem.
Go on.
It's sub only, but what's so cool about it is it's two characters. They're both in like the acting drama club essentially, and our main guy, he's like reading a thing. She kind of takes interest in him from episode 1, but he's like, oh, wouldn't it just be great to be a guy in one of these and just have your own harem of women? And she's actually like an actress, so she starts pulling off different characters, like a little bit of impish, a little bit of tsundere, all the different archetypes you would expect from different like anime girls, but all piled into one.
Okay.
And their relationship builds like from friendship to actual like marriage.
Oh,
and you get to watch that, and it's fun, it's wholesome, not fan servicey. It's just entertaining, fun, and silly.
Nice. So I didn't realize. Oh, did you have any other ones, Slade? Or
No, that was my biggest surprise of the year.
I forgot that we had no rules and we could do multiple answers. I also want to just want to shout out Konosuba. Like that one's one I've been sitting on for years, and after watching that entire thing, like, holy fuck, why is it that good?
You know who recommended that? It was me and Jared.
Yep.
You know what else? You know what else we recommended? Attack on Titan.
The subtext of this episode is Bill watch Attack on Titan.
Attack on what now? Anyways.
You know, Bill, if 9 out of 10 dentists recommend.
Bill's are like one dentist who's like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah. Who's the one dentist? Who's the one dentist that's always like, no?
Yeah, dentist is. Yeah, Bill,
know.
that's you. You are one dentist at the moment.
Yeah, I will say though, like the one thing about Konosuba that I just adore is the fact that like how he gets isekai'd.
Mm-hmm.
Like he thinks he's saving the girl from the truck, but then it turns out it was a slow moving tractor.
Yep.
It wasn't even going to hit her, and that's not even what killed him. It was the heart attack, and then he pissed himself. Just everything
Classic.
about that.
Bill, just to
Yeah.
call you out further, you're on vacation starting Friday to
Oh,
January 1st. That's a perfect amount of time to watch Attack on Titan. Just saying. Just saying, Bill.
She's not wrong.
She isn't.
Alex, that's a perfect time to watch Dragon Ball Z.
Fine, I'll fucking do it. I need
need
another
to-
show to watch.
You just need to dedicate your heart, Bill.
I'll think about it.
Dedicate
It's
your
worth it for
yo.
like when I watched the ending, I was like genuinely like, huh?
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just like because
Bill, you gotta do it.
because me and Slade follow each other on AniList, I'm just gonna watch episode 1 and then
Oh,
just leave it there for like
it's
a
gonna drive me nuts.
yeah. Just leave 1. No, I'll watch like episode 2 of season 2 or something just to make it even more confusing.
No, you just watch. You go straight to the end. You just
Yeah, I watch it in reverse, like
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
doing with Dragon Ball.
I wouldn't recommend that, but
Yeah. So now for question 7, honorable mentions, like just anything that like you'd like to just kind of highlight really quick. For me in particular, like the ones I wanted to do, there's 4 shows in particular that I didn't really have for anything else, but they were kind of the ones that stuck out to me. Kaiju number 8. Did not expect to be as into that as I was because I binged that in 2 days.
good.
Solo Leveling. I like the idea of an isekai that basically takes the concept of an isekai and flips it on its head.
Okay.
And that's a show where it's like every episode ends with a fucking cliffhanger where you're like, what? Like that is not a show to watch when you don't have enough time because like you're gonna get to an episode. It takes like there's like 2 episodes that you can actually end without needing to watch the next one. And like I was like, God damn it, I have to know what happens next. Another one was My Happy Marriage. I was not expecting. That looks like a show I would watch just for my tastes, but like for whatever reason, like it just kind of like went over my head until Alex was like, anime swap now, which is how I watched the other 2 as well. And I ended up watching it all the way through, and it was another one that was like, holy shit, like you just have to see what happens next because it's surprisingly deep. And like getting that OVA at the end of the year, I was like, you watch the OVA and all it made me go was like, I want more, damn it. Like I want to know what happens next. And the only other one, this was the only one that wasn't an Alex recommendation. I watched a show called Relife this year, and Relife is a very old slice of life on from the Funimation days. Basically, imagine you're a guy in your adulthood who picked a job, and said job did not go the way you planned, and you're basically now your life is over and you have no future. And then some strange man offers you a pill and says, "Hey, you can start life over and try again." And then the whole concept of the show is this guy takes a
Children,
pill.
do
That,
not do that. Do not take strange pills from strange men.
well, the best part is all the pill does is just make you look younger. It doesn't actually de-age you. It just makes you look younger. So you just get to go through high school again, as an adult, but in a teenager's body.
That's so creepy.
Well, it's not as bad as you think. So the twist,
pills from strange men.
The twist at the end makes it work. Like the twist at the end makes it work because there is some of that kind of sketchy stuff does happen throughout it, and I'm always like, and then all of a sudden you get to the twist at the end, and you go, oh, it's not creepy anymore. It makes sense in context. I will say though, there's like a great scene where he's at gym and he's basically getting annihilated by like the sport, like all the other kids, and he's like, baseball, the thing I was good at. And then he throws his fucking back out because he's still old, even though he's in a child's body. Very entertaining show. It's quick. It's like, I think the season is like 14 episodes. Then the final chapters is like 5 episodes just to wrap up the manga. That was an entertaining one. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. So Alex, what are your honorable mentions?
Yeah, my first one was also Solo Leveling. Again, I also really like that it took the whole, isekai but kind of flipped it on its head. And the movie just what left me really wanting to watch season 2 so badly that I caught up with the manga. I read all the manga that I currently have on hand, which is volumes 1 to 5.
What do you mean you did get to watch season 2? You watched the first episodes.
I know. The movie was the first 2 episodes, and I want the actual season 2. Like, I want more. And then I was going to put Tower of God. That one came out a while ago, and I know the follow-up seasons came out only recently, but my favorite character is Rock. He's a dinosaur man, and at first, he just calls everyone turtles. But then he ends up being like your favorite character who like actually loves everyone, and turtles is like a term of endearment, but he's like brown turtle, blue turtle, and then he's my favorite character. Just watch it for him. He's great. You'll know it when you see him. Then Frieren, what a time, what a great show. Can't wait for season 2, but I completely understand why it's getting all the anime of the year titles. It deserves it. It is very, very good. Bill, watch it. But also watch Attack on Titan. Then we can do an anime stuff. And then next one I have is Windbreaker, which is newer, but Windbreaker is kind of like a delinquent story. And I know there was that one a while back. It was like, I can't even remember what it's called now, but it was very big and it just fell off very quickly. And I kind of lost interest in that. But then I watched this one and I was like, oh, this one's actually really fun. Characters are really cool. Awesome designs, awesome backstories. So can't wait to keep watching that. And lastly, Cherry Magic, 30 Years of Virginity can make you a fertile wizard. I watched it for the title alone, but it actually was a pretty cool. I mean, like, you guys, I'm not going to recommend it to you guys because it is a yaoi show. So I'm just going to not recommend it. But the story is actually really interesting because, like, he ends up waking up one day and suddenly he can read everyone's, he can hear everyone's thoughts. And then he interacts with his coworker. And then, like, he finds out that his coworker is madly in love with him, but can't say it because they're 2 dudes in an office place. And, like, it's the whole bouncing of, like, him now knowing that this man is attracted to him and he doesn't know how he feels. And he can just hear everyone's thoughts now.
You know, between this and you talk about Haikyuu and the swimming anime, I think we're realizing Alex has a particular taste.
Hey, I'm sorry, but it's a good time. And honestly, like, there's so many of them that, like, just are awful. Like, there's one that I always joke with Phil about, like, because it's terrible. I've never watched it because just it's awful looking. The Titans Bride. I don't know if you've ever seen images of that, but oh my god, it looks.
It's whenever me and Alex go to Barnes and Noble now, and we walk through the manga section. We'll always be like, "I'm like Alex, here's a show for you," and I'll pull out the fucking Yuri that I find, and she always grabs the yaoi.
But it actually was a really good story. And like it ends up, I mean, and he loses his powers at the end, which is the best part. They don't animate it, but it's great time.
I shouldn't have Googled that.
The best part is you can see it in the image, like in the screen. You're just your face just.
Right. The Titan one or this
Yeah.
one?
The Titan one. Just
The best is like Slade's just like immediately like nope.
again, it's another taste
You
thing.
can buy the hardcover one.
I'm sure it is hard. Anyways, moving on.
Do you have any other honorable mentions, Alex?
Nah, that's how I wanted to end it off.
Wonderful. Matt, what were your honorable mentions?
So first off, Durarara and Durarara 2. I found those to be very enjoyable. It's the same author who wrote the Bakano books. And it has a very similar style to it, where it's a very big ensemble cast. Like there's technically a main core group of characters, but there really isn't because it jumps between people constantly. But it takes place in modern Japan, and there's all sorts of crazy different supernatural aspects as like gang turf wars and shit like that. It's really fun. And Dr. Stone. I enjoyed Dr. Stone immensely. For me, and don't get mad about this, Bill. I have mentioned this on Geek Addicts before, but I kind of had all the things that I liked about Slime, but more so because the things I liked the most about Slime were things like kind of like building up the community, building up the country, whatever. And that's kind of how Dr. Stone works, where they're building up a community and I can't think of the word, but yeah, they're basically trying to restart civilization and everything, but it's based around science instead of like fantasy magic and stuff. So I like that a lot. And I also really liked both Trigun series, but for completely different reasons.
Nice.
Because the original one is very like silly and fun, and then the new one is just like it still has some of that aspect to it, but it's like grittier almost.
I agree.
And I really enjoyed both for sure.
I agree. Like I enjoy both for different reasons.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the few instances where the original anime and then the more manga accurate anime are both really good. You know, because there's a lot of cases where that isn't the case at all.
Yeah.
Fruit basket, excuse me. Anyways, and Slade, what are your honorable mentions?
Yeah, I mentioned it briefly, but the movie Redline, the animated movie, it was also done by the same studio that did Neon Genesis. Everything is hand drawn; it's all hand animated.
Ooh.
So when you go in and watch it, it's a stunning visual movie. It's tremendous. That one, Alya sometimes hides her feelings in Russian. I just thought this was going to be another silly, goofy little thing, and it is, but with progression and fun and a lot of shenanigans and great memes came out of that. Speaking of memes, my dear friend Nokatan, give me my brain rot anime. Just
this is the deer. That's the
Deer
deer
garbage.
yeah, just give me my brain rot anime. It's so dumb.
I love the ending where it goes through the actual like process of making the cookies, the deer crackers.
Yeah, just
it's so good. I love it.
it's so dumb. My Hero Academia season 7. Boy, howdy. This almost got up to least favorite show of the year because of the first maybe 6 or 7 episodes. It really, really drags. It has a bad case of let's go fight the bad guy. Next time, we'll definitely go fight the bad guy. Hey, guess what we'll do next time? But then, hey, when they show up to fight the bad guy, holy shit, did it take a turn?
It's like Goku charging up to fight Frieza for like 12 episodes.
Yeah. Let me tell you, when that spirit bomb finally goes off.
And then it just ends, and you're just like, "Fuck, I want more."
Exactly. And then the last one, and we've already heard about this one, is Freerun Journey to the End. It's so good. I had seen a lot of things about it. Just sat down one day and ended up watching like 13 episodes in a day. Yeah. It holds you in. It's a nice slow journey, but everything builds and stacks, and it really pays off.
Yeah.
Nice. I was gonna try and watch that before the list, but like I saw it was like 20 something episodes. I was like, probably not gonna have time for that one. So then I just watched the Konosuba spinoff instead. Because that was more manageable.
Yep.
I guess one more I'll add is Bakano. Bakano was also a hidden gem for me. Thanks, Matt, for that bootleg. This goddamn finding that show is impossible now.
Fucking Aniplex.
Yeah.
Yep.
Once again,
Yeah.
everyone together. Fuck Aniplex.
Yeah.
You know what pisses me off the most about that? The fact that Sony owns Aniplex and Crunchyroll, like,
Yep.
and then they're still this shit still happens.
Yeah.
All right, so this for me was the hardest question in this entire thing.
What's your
Favorite
favorite color? Just kidding.
Blue,
Gee,
no yellow.
looking at my theming for the podcast and all my stuff, I wonder what color my favorite color is. Anyways,
Periwinkle.
yes, obviously. Favorite opening. So obviously anime openings. This was a very broad subject, and some openings go really hard.
Yeah.
For some reason, openings was harder than endings for me, for a lot of reasons. So this one, of course, I tried to narrow it down to one. I gave up real quickly. And I
have 3.
I have 2. One's a joke, but that's just because I thought it was hilarious. So my first of my 2 favorites was Abyss by Youngblood, which was the opening theme to Kaiju number 8. It's just so weird hearing like an English band like doing an anime intro, and it goes fucking hard. Like, that one was really good. My other one was, I'm probably gonna butcher this, Shayu by Yoroshika, the opening theme to Dangers in My Heart season 1.
Okay.
Just something about acoustic guitar, bass, and just like a very upbeat, like kind of like swinging, like swing style kind of song. I just every time that was like one of the because I'm usually a skipper. Like I'll just skip the intros. That was one I didn't skip all the time because I just like that song a lot. And then my third mention, this one's a joke, is Freckles from fucking Rurouni Kenshin because I've had that stuck in my head for fucking ever now. Particularly the English version with the English singer that's off key half the time.
Very good.
I mean, the Japanese isn't any better, but the English one just makes it even better. The whole reason I love that song, though, is because like I had never seen Rurouni Kenshin before this year, or was it last? Whenever I started it, and when I started the first episode, and I hear that intro, and it's like this weird like '80s guitar going like dun, 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 and I'm like, all right, what it is, and then it's all of a sudden like drum beat, and then just like da 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 da, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
You know.
Go on.
I was gonna say, you know what's funny is when I asked this question last year, that's what you said. It's Freckles.
Was it Freckles? Fuck that. That song stays. I mean, it's a joke entry this year, but that song stays in your fucking head. Like, my God.
Right.
Lives there rent free.
Yeah. Because it's such a clash. Like, it's like, this doesn't work, but I love it. Yeah, the Youngblood, though, and the Dangers of My Heart one that I can't pronounce. So, Alex, what was your favorite intro of the year?
Well, I have 3 because I couldn't really decide.
It's
So
fair, it's not easy.
one of them we actually already mentioned, but it was for Mashal season 2, Bling Bong Bong Born. I put it on and like I have not gotten tired of it. Like it's just like you get to dance and it shows up on Spotify and it's just like I don't think I'll ever get tired of it. It's great. It made it into my Wrapped. Which always it did.
Oh
It was
God.
on the playlist. I love that song. Then Be a Flower by I can't pronounce it. I'm sorry, but it was the Apothecary Diary season 1 intro. So it had 2 intros. So the first intro of the Apothecary Diaries, which was just like an awesome little rock song. It was really good. I really liked it. It's a good bop. And then my last one was for the show that doesn't deserve it, Sesame by Croy for Buchigiri. It is such a bop, and it's so like it fits the show really good, and it didn't deserve it. It's a really good bop, and I listened to it on repeat. And the best part of the song isn't in the actual anime intro. I discovered it by listening to it offline, where it just goes into the song, and then the end it just like turns into a rap breakdown out of nowhere, but it fits so well, and that's how the song ends, and it's a great bop. So don't watch the show, just listen to the intro song.
Nice.
Yes.
So, Matt, what was your favorite intro?
I also had 3, but it was hard for me because literally, like, I had to boil down both openings. Ironically, the same number for both. I had playlists for both opening and endings that I watched this year. The best I was able to do is boil it down to 19 on each, and I had to pick. I picked 3 from each of the playlists because it was a hard one, man. There was so many good ones. But my number 1 for openings was Water Carrier, the Sandland opening.
That is a catchy song.
So hard. It's not even just the song itself, but the animations that go along with it. Like, I can't hear that song and not picture fucking Beelzebub breakdancing and Rao jamming out on his acoustic. Like,
see, I love that intro just because of the fact that like it shows all the characters from the second half of the show, and the whole time you're watching, like, when the fuck did these
Who are
people
these
show
guys?
up?
yeah. But it's such a I've listened to that song so many times this year. It's insane. Also, the second opening for Undead Unluck goes very hard. And what was it? The Trigun Stampede opening.
Oh, yes.
That one is a little bit more of like a mellow type song,
It's
but
very
I
chill,
love the
but,
sound of it.
It fits the show very well. Like, I feel like I love that.
It's very
one.
haunting kind of sound, but it works so well.
Nice. And Slade.
Yeah, so I was a good noodle. It said favorite opening and not ings.
Hey, there's no rules. We got no rules in this list.
Hey, you know what you signed up for.
So it's the intro for Monarchy, Too Many Losing Heroines, and I think that's going to have a little bit of recency bias, but it's one of those like anime intros that is just a upbeat little poppy little guitar riff, romp that goes on. And it fits the show so well, and it sticks with its attitude. It's Tyuso Garu Girl by Mosa and Bochi Boromaru.
Nice. I love an intro that just sticks with you. Like, the best intros are the ones you don't want to skip.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I have a very long playlist on Spotify that I've titled Hentai Jams, and it's just all anime intros.
Ironically, my anime playlist, so all of my playlists on Spotify have cursed as fuck names. Ironically, my anime playlist is like the most tame one. I'm pretty sure it's just my anime playlist or something dumb.
Yeah,
I gotta rename it at some point.
Yeah, I just called it the Hentai Jams, and whenever somebody's like, I'll have it on my TV like playing, and somebody will do like a double take if they know, kind of thing.
See, that's not as bad as my alt metal playlist is called I Hate Myself Radio, sad boy jams. So
Nice.
Well, it's
which
like
Alex didn't realize was a joke when I first sent it to her, and I'm like, no, it's a joke, don't worry.
Okay.
Well, it's like my figure collection off to the side, and it's only for those who understand or know. There's a mason jar in the center of the figure collection, but Levi standing on top of it. Don't worry, he's got it.
All right, good.
Well, that's like my favorite meme I shared a while ago, where they did a Yuri from Doki Doki Literature Club Nendoroid, and one of the faces is like her looking scared and shocked, which is from the game, but like on the Nendoroid, it's perfect. And I just saw a comment that was like, perfect face for the jar. And I was just like, I'm like, that's sick, but I love it.
Oh, it's really funny.
So favorite ending. This one for me theoretically should have been harder, but there was one song in particular that just fucking immediately just fucking like done. So my favorite ending of the year was Burning by, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, from Oshinoko season 2. This song goes so fucking hard. Like, I was going to say, like, you'll be watching an episode, and then the second you hear that drum beat, you're like, oh, the episode's over.
Yeah.
You're like, you're just like, damn it.
But now I get to listen to this nice pop.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and spoil mine. It's the same as Bill's, but it's just that you finish the episode. It's that super deep, like grungy guitar riff.
Oh yeah,
and you're just like, how is the outro so much better than the intro this season?
The intro's good too, though. That's the sad part. But the outro is just so freaking hard. Like I love it too how they frame it during the episodes too, because the drum beat will start playing during a scene at like the final dialogue scene, so it just seamlessly goes right into it, and then you just get that fucking like alt metal sound. Really like emo-ish grungy like just singing. It works so well, and it fits the vibe of this season in a lot of ways. The only other like intro that really came close was I forget the name of the song, but the outro for Kaiju number 8.
Nobody.
By One Republic. And this one, it's
Really?
so and it's really
Yeah,
good.
it's really good.
What's hilarious though is like the reason why that one sticks with me so much is like at work. It's happened twice now. I've been like at work, just like running a machine. All of a sudden, I just hear nobody. I'm not even gonna try. And I'm just like sitting here. I know it was bad. What's hilarious though is like I'd be sitting there and I'd be like, "Hey, it's the Kaiju number 8 theme," and I'd be like, I'd check my Spotify. I'm like, "Is my Planet Plus play?" And then I'd walk around like, "Where's it coming from?" It was a coworker, and he had no idea. And then a week later, a different coworker had it playing, and I'm just like, "God damn, this song's everywhere."
Yeah.
So, what was your favorite ending, Alex?
So I was not a good noodle.
That's fine.
Unlike Slade, if I had 3, again,
no
because
rules
I
here.
couldn't decide. Exactly. See, I was the good noodle because I came in knowing that there's no rules on the G&C podcast.
That is singular, not plural. So I'm gonna stick with my good noodles.
No, I read the fine print. It was there. It's just very.
Alex wrote the fine print.
I did.
Yeah, in the wrong order.
I'm gonna edit it right now. Anyways, my first one was Kaiju number 8, Nobody by One Republic. It's such a good bop, and it just kind of leaves you like a feel good note at the end of the show, which is always kind of nice. Especially like it's very different from the intro too, where the intro is more dark and spooky, and then this one's just more like happy. And it's a good balance of like the seriousness but the comedic elements of the show, I feel like. Then my next one was Oshinoko season 2 Burning.
Yep.
I also agree. It like definitely by the end too, like it got you hyped to watch the next episode too, and you're like, I gotta keep going.
There's also an English version of that song. She recorded it twice in English and Japanese. So
it's kind of like it's kind of like how Idol had an English version as well.
Yeah. And then my last one was actually the ending theme to Freerin, Anytime, Anywhere. I just really like it. It's just a really nice song. And I appreciate how like the first season takes the first half of the song and then the second season is the second half of the song. So you do get to enjoy the full thing if you watch the full season. And I just love that ending theme, like the art of it, where it's almost like these like it's not hand drawn, but it's like they crafted it, and it's very pretty. It's just a very nice song, and it wraps the show up, and you're just like you leave on a feel good note, which is like the vibe of the show. So, yeah.
Nice. So Matt, what was your favorite ending?
So, like Alex, I also had 3.
Not a good noodle either. No,
and also like Alex, number 1 was Nobody.
Yeah.
It's a good song. Like it's legit just a good song.
It is. But then I also had I don't know which ending it is, but it's Life, that one of the Dr. Stone endings.
Oh yes, I really like that
very
one.
Good. And also Happiness of the Dead, the Zom 100 ending.
That is a
That's
catchy
a good
song.
one too.
Yeah.
It's burning.
Just play the drum beat like. Dum, dum, dum.
Yeah, exactly. It's just burning. It's so good.
Yep.
Kind of bummed we didn't have a Kaguya-sama season this year, so we didn't get another one of those awesome songs.
Yeah.
No Daddy Do.
I still like Life's a Show's my favorite one.
Yeah.
Daddy Do.
Like Daddy Do is my favorite.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're all good.
They're all
Girl.
bops, well, it's like I'm surprised you didn't have a Konosuba like intro, because they're all
good,
fun.
But they all kind of blend together for me. Like, so I couldn't pick one out specifically.
Well, they're all about the same artist though, so it kind of makes sense. Yeah.
I do got to give a shout out to John Jacka John, just because I'm happy that we got a Dragon Ball song that I liked.
Yeah.
I'm still disappointed by that first super opening. I did not like it, and I still do not like it.
Yeah, but then you got Limit Break Survivor, which is just amazing.
Just goes super hard.
Yes.
And it's finally on Spotify, goddammit.
Yes.
All right, and then the final question, this one is very broad. It is, what are we looking forward to next year? For me, there's a shit ton of season 2s and season 3s coming out next year that I am hyped for, like My Happy Marriage, Solo Leveling, Kaiju number 8, just to name a few. I also Jujutsu Spy Family season 3, Jujutsu Kaisen season whatever the next arc is supposed to be. It's a weird name. Also, long-awaited productions. Like, when is that damn Chainsaw Man movie coming out? Because I want to see that.
Yes.
Freaking Mappa, hurry up! The hype for that show is dying. Like, you got to put something out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Every time a new chapter comes on Twitter, that's like the first thing trending. So
The chapters do, but like the anime, everyone's just kind of like on it right now, which I get because it's been a weird like gap. I mean, at least they acknowledge Chainsaw Man. They don't even acknowledge One Punch Man season 3. So
Hey, they did recently. They did something. Some sort of announcement came out recently. I mean, I still don't believe it's gonna happen, but you know.
I just love Mappa logic. Like they're like, good, we're done with Attack on Titan. We finally have time to focus on everything else. Let's do every fucking show now. And like,
well, didn't they like put a bid in for that new manga series that was like, was it by the Demon that it like came out and it like went to #1 immediately? Do you know which one I'm talking about? He has like black hair, red eyes. Where's black?
I probably know it if I saw it, but
I guess they were bidding for it, and like the company, the manga artist or like whoever was presenting them was just like, no, you're too busy, and they said they declined Mappa because of it. I was reading that. Yeah,
they are too busy. Like hell, just trying to get Jujutsu Kaisen out alone was like, it's like all that for just a bunch of sad. Like, that's mostly what I'm hyped for. Just like stuff that has been announced for a while, and like just season 2s and 3s. We got a lot beginning next year. So
yes.
So what are you looking forward to, Alex?
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to finishing up Dawn to Dawn, Tower of God season 2, and obviously continuing One Piece. I'm also looking forward to continuing Blue Lock because we finally got through the garbage animation and we're into the good stuff now. Lots of butt shots, which I wasn't expecting, but hey, the animators are having a great time with that, so let's go. But it's getting much better, so they did not spend any money, but no more PowerPoint animation. Let's go. I'm not kidding. Look at the clips. But other stuff I'm looking forward to, Kaiju number 8 season 2, so the Leveling season 2, Apothecary Diary season 2, My Happy Marriage season 2, Oshinoku season 3, Freerin season 2, and some of these might not happen next year, but you never know. Spy Family season 3, Windbreaker season 2, Dorohedoro season 2. They announced it. Maybe it'll be out, hopefully. Dr. Stone Science Future. I'm also a really big fan of Dr. Stone, and I can't wait for that. Shangri-La Frontier season 2, which is out. I'm just waiting for the dub to finish. Hell's Paradise, One Punch Man, maybe if we all take a prayer, it'll come out, but I kind of doubt it. I feel like they're lying to us.
I think there's more luck. I think we got more luck with Comey getting another season at this point.
And lastly, I can't wait, but welcome to Demon School of Ruma season 4 to come out so I can torture Bill with another intro song. Hopefully it's another bop. And I freaking love that show, so I want another season, and they finally announced it, so yay.
Nice.
Yes.
So Matt, what are you looking forward to next year?
Oh, a lot more stuff than the last time. I'll say that much. Fucking JJK season 3, Kenshin remake season 2, which should be close to being done with the dub, but I'm just waiting for it to wrap up. Let's see, Trigun Stampede season 2.
Oh, I forgot to put that on there. Thank you.
Well, now that I know, Vending Machine season 2.
Hello there.
Yeah, hello there. Undead Unluck, for
that
sure.
Was too accurate.
Make a selection.
Stone. Please insert coins. I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
Oh, no, just kidding.
All Bill's fault.
Yeah.
Fucking, since I don't think I'm gonna have a chance to see it this year, War of the Rohirrim. I really want to watch that. It's really bad.
Okay.
What was the other one? Fuck. Oh, Stephanie Donnelly's return as Goku in the Dragon Ball Daima dub. That's super exciting because I never thought we were going to get that again. And no offense to her, really glad it's not going to be Colin Klinkenbeard. She's a great actress. She's not my Goku.
Well, no, she just sounds like Luffy, and it's like really off-putting.
Exactly. And now that it's finally been announced, Steel Ball fucking Run.
Oh my god, I forgot to put that out. Yes.
Yep.
That too.
So that's super exciting. So
yeah. So things to look forward to. Finally, My Dress Up Darling season 2. Finally, it's coming 2025. I'm caught up. It's one of the few mangas I buy physically, but knowing shenanigans of where things go, I'm really excited to see what happens.
Is there a reason that series is wrapped? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Is it porny?
No.
No.
Is it
No.
gory?
No.
Why is
It's
it wrapped?
wholesome.
that's
It's
the rule.
wholesome.
Why is it wrapped?
But why is it sealed? You know it's sealed if it's either horny or it's porny. I mean, it's
No,
porny
no,
or it's porny.
Look, it's the internal cover art is what it's sealed for. Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. So we have that. The
Are
one.
you the
just-
one unsealing it in our Barnes and Noble? No, I'm just kidding.
Shut up. So the title alone has me ready to watch this one, but it is I will solo any boss to clock out on time. Because man, I feel that so much.
Yep.
My Hero season 8, Girls
yeah.
Ohne Panzer Das Final Part 4. You have JoJo Part 7, but there's also the little known. It's finally getting done, but it's it's an after story for not Golden Wind. Diamonds
Stone
is
Ocean?
Unbreakable. No,
Oh.
it's where it's Josuke and Whole Horse
Oh, Horse.
on an adventure.
I just bought the manga for that.
Wow,
Yeah, that's getting animated as well.
Oh,
that's interesting.
Yeah. Again, Chainsaw Man, the Rize arc, that getting a movie, that's going to be a lot of fun.
That's gonna be so
Um,
weird for like the anime only people who've never seen the manga watching that for the first time.
Look, again, I'm a lot further ahead than you are because I'm definitely reading it the legal way. But it's oh boy,
You're sailing the 7 seas.
yeah, it's as close as I'll get to One Piece, the Pirate
Damn
Life.
Yeah. I'm only up to volume 16, which is
Yeah,
the physical,
it's
so.
only getting weirder. But we have that the Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. This one keeps showing up as like clips from the manga, and it all looks really nice. It's supposed to be like another love story thing, and people are saying that they like it better than My Dress Up Darling, and I just have to say, how dare you? But we'll sit there and watch. And the weird one as well for me would be that the One Piece remake, doing that for an anime that's not done. I'm gonna give it another shot because I think the voice casting, English and Japanese in One Piece, is like nails on a chalkboard. I can't listen to it either way. I hate both. So I'm hoping that this improves that and makes it bearable.
Well, the fans are gonna like destroy everything if it's not the same cast.
Yeah.
So
It's supposed to be a different voice cast.
That's what I
That's
heard.
gonna be
Oh.
Yeah.
in English or Japanese.
Yes.
Ooh, that's
Well, didn't you say that the voice actor for Frankie
Mhm.
retired? The Japanese voice actor.
He
I
did.
saw that. That was
Yeah.
sad. Super.
that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of funny. You mentioned My Dress Up Darling getting a season 2. I was thinking about because that was one of like the big 4 of like the rom-coms that came out a while back,
Yes.
and like that's like I think the only one that's still going.
Yeah, and it's still good. Where those two end up and how long it takes to get there is not too bad, but it's more like
Actually, now that I think about it, they're all together now because Komi and Tadno are together.
yeah,
Nagataro's over. That's done.
yeah. They even the Rent-A-Girlfriend dude finally got together.
Oh, I heard that one's miserable to get through though.
Yeah.
I want to throw out since it wasn't one of the questions this time, Bill. I actually have an answer for disappointment. It was one of the ones from last
Oh.
year.
Oh yeah, I took Disappointment out because I think I put it with least favorite or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I have an answer for this one because I actually finished it yesterday. Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles. I absolutely fucking adored it, only to finish it and find that it's been over for over 15 years, and we have not and will not ever get an ending for the anime.
Oh,
So that's really upsetting.
I
that's like
forgot one of
mommy.
my things to look forward to. There's the Attack on Titans movie, which is essentially the final parts 3 and 4 together, coming out
Even
the
though
theaters.
they essentially kind of already are movies, but
I know, but they've cleaned up, polished.
Honey.
They've cleaned up and polished the animation, which I don't know how they could do that even more. And it's with
Yeah, right.
it's with the mangas ending now, which is super cool to see.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
actually got the mangas like last couple of pages.
Oh,
Interesting.
All right, I'm
That's
tempted.
the post credit
Bill?
scene.
Now I'll
I'm
make Bill
intrigued.
watch it so we can go see it in.
Hold on.
How long were you planning that?
oh, I wrote that a while ago. I was waiting for someone to bring it up again.
He did it while we were talking.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I guess for me, I also have a most disappointing, kind of on similar lines, which is Nana, because the story is so great, but then you find out that the manga just never was finished either. So it's not even that the show just finished and there was no content. The manga creator, I believe, was like sick or they took a break and they just never finished the story.
Oh.
And it's just, yeah. So like you watch this great series and like you're interested in how it's going and and then you're just like, oh, I guess that's it. There's nothing left. It was pretty sad. So I agree. Kind of similar. That would be my most disappointing.
I don't think I have a most disappointing. Maybe Dan to Dan can get that too.
For me, I think if I was gonna say most disappointing, I think for me it might just be the amount of like stillborn shows there've been recently that have like had like a season or two and then they're just that's it.
Yep.
And they have
Yeah.
the worst for me is when it's a show that like Spy Family is running into this problem. I love Spy Family. I'm not trying to diss Spy Family at all, but like they are constantly on the edge of being like out of material to use, like almost constantly, which is understandable because it's super successful. But then you get like shows like Comey, which there's a shitload of content for Comey to animate, but they got 2 seasons, or technically 1 season when you really think about it.
Yeah.
And it literally ends right at the point where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
So
Well, if Spy Family sticks to 12ers, then it should be able to hold out. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Well,
I
it's
just
similar
want Spy
to Black
Family.
Clover.
Well,
Like and
yeah.
how like it ends and then it's like starting to get really good and you're just like, damn it, like but it doesn't seem like there's gonna be a new one anytime soon. My coworker started watching. I'm like, I'm sorry, but you're gonna be disappointed when there's no more content left to watch.
Well, I still think like nothing's worse than like Rurouni Kenshin 96, where like they caught up to the manga after season 2, and then rather than just wait, they just made this filler shit for like an entire season, and it was so badly received the show got canceled before they could adapt anything else.
I feel like a lot of shows like have stopped. Like I feel like you don't see that as much anymore. Like
Now, the last
companies
one that
doing
really did that was like Full Metal Alchemist, I think.
Yeah, that's like the notorious one for doing that.
Well, it's weird though, because with that one, some fans really love the 03 series.
Mm-hmm.
The original Hellsing had a weird thing too, like that.
Yeah.
I didn't like the weird Hellraiser guy. I didn't get that.
I mean, Fruit Baskets was kind of bad too, just in the sense that the manga artist hated it the entire way through.
Yeah.
And they fucked up the ending. I'm still not mad about that. I mean, I'm still not over that. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So I thought it would be fun if, obviously within reason, obviously, but I thought it would be fun to give each other homework for the next one.
Ooh.
All right, I think we know what Bill's assignment is.
Yeah, so Bill, I'm putting this in the group chat, so we're gonna have this in writing. Bill,
Oh god.
I think if you scroll up, you'll find that from last year as well.
Bill, we have Attack on Titan. Alex, what do we give Alex for homework?
Dragon Ball Z. That's been hers for like a year now.
All right.
Well, my thought was that we each pick something that we know that the others haven't watched.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
just
let's
kind
do
of do
that.
like a general, like, that way it's kind of a little bit more fair.
Cherry
Not just
magic.
That's
bullying
fine.
Bill.
I'm not changing Bill's now. I'm not changing it.
Fair. So
All
for
right,
me
so-
personally, if I'm not sure if Slade's watched it, but I'm pretty sure the two of you haven't. Darker Than Black.
I have
At least the first season of Darker Than Black. It's hard to find. Bill has it. I gave it to him digitally when I was over the past weekend.
I
So
have
at
it.
least Bill and Alex have access to it. I'm sorry, Slade. I don't know how you're gonna get it because it's expensive as fuck.
They'll
But-
sail the 7 seas.
Yeah.
That's probably the best advice I could give. But
So it's called Black Magic?
Darker Than Black.
Darker Than Black.
Yes. It's an anime only show. There's no manga
Okay.
for it or anything.
Okay.
But it's very fun. Of course, fucking Aniplex.
Right.
But it's incredible, and I love the opening for it too. It's really fun.
All right.
Or who needs homework?
Alex and Matt still need homework.
Well, Alex is Dragon Ball Z. Like that's been her homework for a while now.
Any
Alright,
particular
fine.
Dragon Ball Z, Matt?
Probably the
Uh,
original.
Probably I mean, I'd be happy with either, but the original is the original. So
So
She'll
Dragon
miss out on
Ball
the
and
great-
then Dragon Ball Z is what you're saying?
Well, no,
What?
you're doing it in reverse. So you got to watch Z first and then Dragon Ball.
Well, yes.
well,
yes.
if we're being realistic, if she's really truly doing reverse, she should be watching GT next.
Yeah, but then she'll never watch Dragon Ball again.
Yeah, I don't want to do that to myself. I will watch Dragon Ball. I swear on the Snapple iced tea, I will watch Dragon Ball Z. I'm not gonna swear on anything. In case I forget. But I also like I watched a lot, so I don't need to worry about that. I'll do.
Yeah, you've already absolutely annihilated this year, so I don't think you have to worry about quantity next year.
No, yeah, I'm good. So I will watch Dragon. I promised I will watch Dragon Ball Z. I'll start it tomorrow.
Matt, is it Darker Than Black Gemini of the Meteor?
That is season 2. I do not
Hmm.
recommend watching that one.
Okay. Well,
Season
that's-
2, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with season 2 because it completely changed the entire tone of the show. But
Okay.
season 1 is kind of like season 1 does it like 2-part stories. Like every like story is like 2 episodes.
Gotcha.
It's kind of like an anthology in that way, but
Gotcha,
but there's
okay.
like an overarching story going throughout. It's kind of like Cowboy Bebop in that way.
Gotcha. All right. So
Gotcha.
what do we assign Matt?
Odd Taxi. No.
I mean, I'm already gonna watch Oshinoko season 2. I'm already gonna watch Down to Dine, so don't even bother with those.
Okay. Can't bother with those.
Oh, I might have had a.
I think Alex should pick it because I picked Bill's.
Let me.
I think you all picked mine.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was a mutual decision of you need to watch this. Let me see. There was another one I had. Have you seen Tower of God?
No.
For Shield Hero, one of the parts that I feel like is one of the best parts is that it really just makes you hate some of the characters with passion.
Mm.
And Tower of God will do that to you, but it'll surprise you when. So that's a good one. I would say either watch Tower of God or watch Odd Taxi because those two are kind of like, I think, really good. But Odd Taxi is such a trip.
You got to pick
Okay.
one.
All right, do Odd Taxi. It's a trip.
Okay.
And it has a really great intro. So watch that one. And it's only 12.
Fair enough.
I get 100 something. And you get
200.
12. It's not fair.
Almost 3.
There we go.
Almost
Yeah.
almost
This doesn't
291.
seem fair. Why is my assignment bigger?
It's Dragon Ball though. That shit will fly by.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be
Mm.
quick.
All right.
And you get to see the driving lesson episode. That's like the best filler ever.
And to
Oh,
be
boy.
fair, if you're gonna watch Daima, you kind of need the context for Z
Damn it. All right.
because a
So-
lot of Daima is based off the Buu saga.
hmm
Oh.
Okay. All right. I will watch Z.
There we go. So we have everybody's objective for next year. We'll add this to the rules.
Let's see who does their homework.
Yeah.
Wait, should there be some sort of like thing? Should we do like a challenge? Like if you don't do it, you have to do something else, or someone has
No,
to.
you just get
someone-
to get
someone can
shamed.
steal your podcast for the day.
No.
You
Oh,
can
no.
steal it and do your.
So
Alex,
if Phil
that-
doesn't
that-
watch Attack on Titan, then G&C is just gonna be the water bottle podcast for
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, this doesn't affect Alex at all because like she just like be like whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I know that's why I suggested it.
Well, no, because see what happens is if Alex doesn't watch Dragon Ball Z, I'm gonna have Bill sneak into her house and swap out all your One Piece manga with Dragon Ball.
No.
that's a lot of work though. Like there's
Yeah.
a lot more books than there is Dragon Ball books. I mean, the Z and original are heavier because they're Viz Bigs, but like that's a lot of
Well,
3-in-1s.
well, Bill has 2 podcasts, so we
Hey,
can just.
excuse
we
me,
can
my
you
take
have a
over,
grandmother is
truck.
calling me.
You have a truck, you'll be fine.
And we're back.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
it was
a little
paused?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice you do that. Wow.
He did it real fast. I was confused because I didn't even know what was going on. He
Well, once
just-
I learned that
Oh.
StreamYards has a pause feature, I'm like, oh, this is so convenient. I don't have to edit anything.
Make it a
Oh,
lot
this
easier.
has been so helpful.
on the
Yeah.
subject, that audio problem we were having with the Deadpool Wolverine episode we did, you can only hear it in the actual episode towards the end when it came back. So
Okay, that's
that
good.
was good.
Yeah, so I guess before we wrap up, anyone got any final things they want to add, or
Did we want to talk manga a little bit, or
Mangoes?
anyone have any specific mangas that they
Just,
read that they want to
just
bring up?
Chainsaw Man, Attack on Titan. I have started reading Attack on Titan Before the Fall, which is like a prequel manga.
Oh,
to
I was
the,
interested in
Mm.
checking that one out.
It's interesting. It's interesting. I'm only like the first 2 volumes in, so I don't want to speak too much of it, but
Mhm.
it's interesting.
I've got my ongoings. Like I'm doing a Chainsaw Man every time a volume comes out. 17 should be out next couple months. So
No,
More than
it's my Amazon says next month.
oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, January's stacked. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm reading Chainsaw Man ongoing, Spy Family ongoing, Sakamoto Days ongoing. I will say though that one loses the plot kind of as it goes on. So maybe watch the anime for that one. What other ongoing? Oh, Dangers in My Heart. I'm reading as it comes out. Oshinoko. And then
Read
for
a lot of Pokemon this year.
yeah, for Geek Addicts, we
Yeah.
have ongoing manga readings. We're doing we did all of Pokemon Adventures, the original arcs before they kind of branched off to different games. Dragon Ball Super, we've been reading that, and then Death
Mhm.
Note we just started.
Okay.
Oh, and the Yu-Gi-Oh manga.
Oh, and Yu-Gi. Oh, yeah, God, that manga's thirsty as fuck.
It really is, but it's so good.
Oh, it's hilarious how you read the opening to the Yu-Gi-Oh manga and you're like, wow, the anime fucking missed a lot. Like,
Oh yeah. It takes like 7 volumes before it gets to like where the anime starts.
yeah,
Oh,
and Yugi is fucking thirsty as fuck. Yeah, like what the
Oh,
hell?
yeah. Extremely.
damn.
And I've been reading Berserk. I finally caught up to where I left off like 10 something years ago, and it's been interesting going through it again. And I'm finally getting into the stuff that I never read before. So I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes. It really is a masterpiece. Like that dude, Kitaro Miura, was a genius when it came to art.
I feel bad because like the art is beautiful, but I've never been able to get into Berserk.
I can't blame you. It's
Yeah.
It's too bleak.
it's rough. It's
Yeah.
rough at points for sure.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I read it and I'm always I look at the art and I'm like, this is beautiful. But then I'm like, it's too dark. Like and it's
Yeah.
too expensive to collect. And
I got invested though. I'm reading it on Kindle, so I
Okay.
anyone else?
Nah, it's same stuff I'm always reading. Nothing else interesting.
still
Mine
waiting
was
for
just,
Super
like,
to come
one-
back.
Sorry, Alex.
Oh, I was just gonna say mine are just the ones that I'm watching, like Kaiju number 8. I'm reading that. I need to get caught up with One Piece and Black Clover. I got behind. I need to get the Shonen Jump account so I can just read it. And then Solo Leveling is really fun because it's all in color too, which is a good time. The manga is, and then I'm excited
Well,
for
that's-
that new JoJo's one.
That's technically a manhwa, isn't it?
Yes, it's a Korean manga, which I really like. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna try and read more this year.
Same.
I think that's my plan. I'd like to read more.
Nice. And with that, guys, I'm happy to announce we have broken the 2-hour mark.
Nice.
So this is our time to start wrapping up. Before we go, because Slade is the guest from outside of our little niche, do you want to just shout out your podcast one more time?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Slade from Driveway Studios. Once every Friday, me and my friend Will sit down and we just discuss the week, what's going on, games, anime, work, whatever's on our minds. You can find us everywhere at Driveway Studios. You can find me everywhere at Slade Plays Games.
Nice. And I'll have a link for that in the description of this episode.
Thank you.
Yeah. And with that, everybody, once again, thank you for joining us on Gaming and Collecting Podcast for the final time this season. We'll see you all next season in season 5. Yeah, I know we're over 200 episodes, Alex. Like, what happened?
I don't know. Who are you? Where
I
are
know,
we? What is this place?
But yeah, you can find our show on all the major podcasting platforms, particularly Apple Podcast and Spotify. And be sure to check us out
It's
over
on
on
the sketchy places too.
That's
That's where most of our viewership is.
You say that right when the Superpod Network comes up. That's very nice.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. No, just kidding.
That being said, though, you can also find us over on the Superpod Network, an awesome group of podcasters on an awesome website where we have a whole bunch of different shows, videos, blogs, a whole bunch of cool guys doing a bunch of fun stuff, including the other shows over there like Superpod Saga, Super Ghost Radio, Retro Rehab, Tommy's Video Game Ride Along, A Novel Console, Bar Silence, Find Time, the Elder Trolls Gaming Podcast, Remember 64, Gaming Together, Friday Night Gamecast, Gaming and Collecting, The 3DO Experience, Geek Addicts, The Retro Wildlands, Press B to Cancel, and the Pre-Order Bonus Podcast. And with that, everybody, we will see you all next time.
Sayonara.
Goodbye.
I'm not gonna watch Dragon Ball Z. I lied.